right. Okay, so we will get some stuff going here. I'm also gonna turn on my thing for Discord. We also this time I put a Discord event in, and so hopefully we'll see some people that come from there as well. So today we are just basically doing a Shakuhachi question and answer, as well as highlighting the upcoming Shakuhachi giveaway. So I need to share this video just to a couple places. So I'm going to get that going. Go ahead and we can get some questions going in the chat at the same time. Pull up this. I had a recent short that I did where we had a suzumebachi, which is one of those really, really big bees that sting and kill the other bees. It kind of showed up in my house. It was not very fun to have that hanging out in your house with you. Let's see. Join for a Shakuhachi Q&A. Okay, there's that. Now I'll take the same one, and then we go back over to Discord. All right, fantastic. Good stuff. All right, I believe everything is now set up as it should be. Let's check audio. And I think that we're official. As long as I can get the I can get this to work. See, YouTube's been really good about ads now. They're really getting you. They even on my own, like, they have like the sponsored non-skippable ads. And so, like, every single time I click on any video I want to watch, I have to watch like 2 full ads now. So anyways, let's see. YouTube's been... There we go. Good morning, Christian. It's good to see you. I hope you're doing well. Thanks for always posting in the Discord and supporting the channel. Really appreciate it. We are here this morning and looking forward to answering some questions about this Shakuhachi as well. Go ahead and grab our giveaway flute. Oops. Shakuhachi. Of course, dropping away the giveaway flute. There we go. So, there we go. Good start to the morning. It is 6:02 a.m. here. Good morning, JJ. So I am still very tired. We had a morning course with Nick doing our Hita Yogiri course, and but well, now that that's over, we're here dropping shakuhachis. Good thing this is very thick bamboo. I have nothing to worry about. But nonetheless, so doing this live stream, as there was somebody who actually requested for me to do another live stream. So I thought, okay, I have I have like a 30, 45 minute, maybe an hour at most opening for Monday morning after we teach this morning class. So I thought maybe I can pull in an hour. It is a tiring 6 a.m. and it's in Japan right now. It is super humid. Yesterday it was like 80 to 85% humidity where I'm at, and I think today is just about the same. So if the sun comes out, it's going to be hot. Okay, so right down here, there is a join button, and that join button will lead you to the membership part of this YouTube channel. And so there is 4 membership options, and within them all include a bunch of content for shakuhachi lessons. So if you're interested in learning shakuhachi online, hit that join button, and you will also have a chance to win this flute by signing up for those online lessons. So in the lowest level, in the Shoten trial, you get access to, I think it's like 20 lessons or something like that. And it's really the absolute beginner stuff for shakuhachi, reading music and stuff like that, making your first sounds. You get 1 ticket for the raffle entry for this 2.1 professional Icho flute. If you do the next level, you get 2 tickets. That's the Shoten series, and I think that one has 60 some odd lessons with it. It's pretty complete. And then you have the Chuden series, which goes over now 100 videos. That will give you 5 tickets. And then the Okuden stuff, I think it's coming close to like, I think it's close to like 70 plus videos on that. So it's almost 200. It's quite a crazy. JJ is an internet troll. Well, that internet troll is a member, so I'm happy with that. So, all questions are good for anything with shakuhachi this morning. I think that was it. So yeah, sign up for the membership if you want to win this flute. It's a wonderful flute. So I'll play a little something for that, and then we'll start getting to some comments. So there it is. That's the flute. This is probably the most expensive flute that I've given away, or that I will be giving away. I haven't given it away yet, but this is definitely the most expensive. Okay, Christian says it's 22 Celsius and 79% humidity for me at this moment. Oh man, that's awful. That's like walking into a dog's mouth, man. That's just, it's not good. Well, actually, your temperature isn't that hot yet. So 22 Celsius still, I still think is bearable. It gets really terrible when it's like 30 Celsius and above. And that's what it gets like in Japan right in July. Right? July is when it just gets super hot, and then August is the worst of the worst, man. It is so hot in August. Last year it was, I had a student come out too, and we went hiking, and it was 35 and 36 with a relative humidity of around 70% every single day. And so looking at like the Fahrenheit scale, like it was saying it felt like 40, 41, 42, and which is like 104, 105 degrees in Fahrenheit every single day. We were out hiking in the mountains playing flute. I had a brown samue that I went out in, and when I came back, it was dark brown samue. It was so much sweat. It was terrible. Both of us thought we weren't going to make it out that day. Okay, JD says, good news that I'm not, oh yes, the internet troll. Christian Briggs sounds great. JJ, wonderful colors there. Yeah, it's a wonderfully colored flute. I think that it has a lot of character behind it, so whoever gets it will be able to grow with it a lot. 30 Celsius is okay. 33 plus is not so much. Well, JJ, you're coming out to Japan in August, so you'll probably be experiencing 34, 35 degree weather, and I'm just gonna tell you, man, it's hot. It is very, very hot. Svenja, 27 uh, 37% according to my phone. Oh, that 37%. That's good. Uh, a little bit dry. I would prefer it to be around 50 or 55, but that 27, that feels about right. That's a good temperature. 26, 27. That's shorts and t-shirts. Have a nice day in the park. Run around outside. It'd be good. Yeah. So JJ, I'll take you to. We'll go hiking. We'll take you on the same path where Sam and I almost died, and not Sam from France, Sam from America. So that'll be fun. That'll be really fun. Okay, so let's see. Any themes for Shakuhachi? Themes for Shakuhachi today. Well, let's talk about playing out. And well, I can tell you one thing about like having the weather be so hot and so humid is that the Shakuhachis absolutely love it, right? It's really really. I can hear the sound difference in my flutes, and it's like, wow, they sound so good. But then I feel terrible when I play because it's just so hot. Okay. JJ says, I have been into Beijing in August, and I am hardened, sir. I'm ready. We'll see. We'll see what happens. See, because Beijing has that smog effect too. So we don't have the smog out here. We have really clean air. Christian Briggs, didn't Japan invent the cooling jackets and all manners of cooling items? Yes. Okay, so what he's talking about is what you'll see in a lot of construction workers or people who are running from one place to another. They'll have these jackets that puff out, and they're jackets with built-in fans, so you have circulation and it keeps you cool. And then they have a bunch of other cooling like pads and there's this thing, a brand called Gatsby, and it's mint wipes, and so you can take a mint wipe and like rub your face in the back of your neck, and it keeps you cool for a little bit. So heating in Japan is a big problem, or it's a big company thing, a big enterprise for making money. But how to stay cool in Japan is difficult. I think most people really struggle when they come here because they have something called warm bizu and cool bizu. So warm business means you keep the business warm. So to lessen the carbon imprint, they use less air conditioning, and to lessen the carbon imprint, they use less heating during the winter times. So even when you walk into some places won't have very strong air conditioning at all, so you'd really never get any relief. Dwayne says, that is the sounds I'm listening for. I've made 40 bamboo flutes. Some are okay, but need really good ones like that one. A great deal. Yeah, well, Dwayne, if you sign up for the membership, which is right down here, you join, you might have a chance to win it. So the first level is 1 ticket, second level is 2 tickets, the third level is 5 tickets, and the fourth level, the Okuden, is 10 tickets. By the way, for current members, the Okuden series is being made right now. I think I'm up to lesson number 9 on it, so that's also in progress too. So if you're interested in doing that stuff, definitely check that out. I can tell you that the first year that I came to Japan, moved here. Actually, I can tell you the first time I came to Japan, I actually came in the wintertime. I came for New Year's. And I remember New Year's specifically hanging out with my friend Taka. And I was living in Cleveland, Ohio at the time, so actually the winter was so mild, I didn't feel cold whatsoever. Now the Japanese winters, because I've been here for a couple years, I'm getting used to the heat, but now I'm getting really sensitive to the cold. So even just what would it be, 4 or 5 degrees Celsius is really cold for me now. But the first, after I moved here, and my wife and I were running around and exploring a bunch of places and traveling and visiting stuff, and I remember just walking through a little district temple complex, and just being absolutely drenched in sweat and just trying to find something to cool down. And that's when the kakikori like actually made sense to me. The shaved ice. So the shaved ice became like 1,000 times more delicious, especially when you are really looking for something to cool yourself down. So yeah, I'm not all right now. I'm not a fan of the cold. We're going. By the way, next week, from the 30th, we are my wife and family, myself, the wife, the two daughters. We are going to America. So we have a Shinkansen ride on the 30th, and then we have a plane ride on the 1st, which will be my first time flying with two babies. Not one, but two. We have a year and 8-month-year-old and a 5-month-year-old. We are taking on the plane. So all other plane passengers that are riding on that Delta flight, I apologize in advance for the wonderful sounds of baby tears and that you will hear probably on that flight. Just know that it might suck for you, but at least it's not right up next to your face. I can only imagine what it's going to be like. Sometimes we have car rides that are 40 minutes long that are unbearable. And so this will be 11 and a half hours of pure joy. Svenja says, yay, so I know that problem. I can't have cold anymore. Yeah. There is something else, though. There is the summer cold that you can get. Are they not retiring the yellow doctor soon? What's the yellow doctor? All right, let's pull up a piece. I bought some new scores, by the way. I wanted to get some clear new scores, and so I've been enjoying reading through those. Let's go to this one. By the way, next week on Thursday, Japan time, there will be a new video released on the modes of the shakuhachi. Definitely go and check that out and hit the button for to get updates for when that goes live, because that will be a premiere as well. So definitely check that out. Let's see. It's a special Shinkansen test tracks. I have no idea about that. You'll have to send me a video on Discord. So Svenja, the scores that I have, I bought all of the Yokoyama scores just to have another copy of them. So some of them are like the absolute same. They're just copies. But there was a couple pieces I didn't have prior that I didn't have the Yokoyama scores of. So for example, one of the pieces I have like 2 or 3 versions of Ukigumo, but I didn't have Yokoyama's version of it. So now I have Yokoyama's version, and it's very clean, very, very, very easy to read. I'll play the opening of Ukigumo on my 1.8 here. My version's a little bit different than, or the one that I have here. The kind of shortened version is a little bit different. Has some extra stuff in it, even though it's missing like the latter half of the piece. But so here's the opening of it. That's the opening of Ukigumo from the old score, but the new score is down here somewhere in this pile. There's like, it comes in like a set of 4, so I think if you buy all of them, it's like $100 and some odd dollars. But it contains So here are the four, right? Four sets. So Kado Zuki Hachigaishi, Nanadan Tsuru no Sugimori, which is really just the two Tsuru no Sugimori pieces put together. This piece I don't know at all. I've never heard this piece. It just says memorial piece. Mukaeji, Ajikan, and Sanyasu Gagaki. It's interesting they have Ajikan in here too, because the specific version that they use is actually the Chikuhol version. It's not a Dokyoku thing. The Dokyoku version is Yuri Sashi, but we don't have that in the score collections, and I've never heard, or at least I've never seen any of the other Dokyoku players from KSK play Yuri Sashi. Daha Yamagoe Nezasaha Shirabe, San An Tsuru no Sugimori, Azumajishi, Sanya, Shogun Ken Debo, which is a really cool piece, by the way. Debo or Ryobo, Ukigumo, Shika no Tone, Takiochi. Takiochi, this is the first time I've seen the specific version by Yokoyama, which is a cool score to have. Kumoi Jishi, and this Kumoi Jishi in this score collection is actually a trio. Koden Sugimori, Sanya, Sagariha, Tabuke, Hifumi Hachigaishi, Koku, Shingetsu, and Sokkan. So that's all of them. So in this kind of four collection set. So it's cool. I'm glad I have them. And it's always, I like just having a really nice clean copy too, so I can, when I do a study, I can copy it and then write out a bunch of them and so on. Okay, can't you get Jonan to make a video about Hachigaishi? Would love to hear again some stuff from the festival plus more. Well, the short answer is no. He definitely won't make a video for it. That particular performance when he was playing, that was really good stuff. That was he played very, very, very well on that one. And I think that specific version, he was only playing Hifumi, right? He was just playing the opening of it. So he played Hifumi Cho in the Myoan, from the Myoan score, but he definitely wasn't doing Myoan. Yeah, man, that festival was really great. There was so much, and what I think was kind of cool, and what she's referencing for everybody else who's watching, is I did a Shakuhachi festival here in Japan, in Nara, for my students. We're doing another one this year in Aomori. So if you are interested in coming to Aomori to do a Shakuhachi festival with myself and Nick Belando from Honon Shakuhachi, reach out to me through my website, seanheadmusic.com. And so at this festival, I've had guest teachers come out. I had a shamisen player and a koto player. Well, both of them played koto and shamisen. I had a tea master, I had a calligrapher, and then I had my friend Jonan, who came out, did a talk on Buddhism and Shakuhachi, and then we went on a hike in the mountains and played some flute. And during that time, he played Hifumi Cho, and it was just, it was fire. It was a really, really good performance of Hifumi Cho. But yeah, he doesn't do YouTube videos like that. So there it is. Okay, let's go ahead and get into some Shakuhachi questions. So if you have any questions on Shakuhachi pieces, just anything in general, or if you have other questions about the festival, about the flute giveaway that I'm doing, or if you just want to chat and just have random questions, please feel free to just ask those. There's also one of my favorite buttons on YouTube, which is the super chat. So if you hit the super chat, you can buy a super sticker, you can buy a super chat, you can do a membership, or you can gift out memberships. So I've already gifted out 10 memberships for this month, but if you'd like to buy a membership for somebody or for people, you could buy one membership for them for, well, it says 490 yen, or you can buy 5 memberships for 2,450 yen. 10 memberships for 4,900 yen, and so on, so on. The list keeps going up. So I will hope that you consider doing that, and we can continue to grow the community. All right, so Robert Orr asks, hey Robert, what is your favorite honkyoku piece? Oh, it's such a hard question. It changes. It changes. And I would say that right now, probably my favorite honkyoku piece is Shingetsu. I've been really into that one. I've been playing it a lot on my 3.0, and I've just been enjoying the heck out of that flute and the heck out of that piece. So probably Shingetsu right now, which is also known by Yamato Choshi, which was probably written by Tani Kyochiku, and it's just a great piece of music. Yeah, and I love the poem that goes along with it too. I actually have the full poem of that 8th century Zen poet, and that's a really cool one. It's a really cool poem to have. Okay, so Shingetsu. Christian says, the piece Komuso Nagashi, with what skill level would you classify that as? It depends on how you play it. And so I'll give you the easy answer first, which I would say is advanced. So it's an Okuden level piece. But why do I say that it could be less than that? And because it depends on how you play it. And so let's take the piece Honshirabe for example, right? If you play Honshirabe just as a collection of notes, so right, if you just play it like that, I mean, it's not a very difficult piece. Then. But if you play it as one that's with extreme expression, and you're going to add in like the soul element of it, like shingyo soul, meaning that you have something that's non-ornamented, lightly ornamented, and then fully ornamented, and then developing the piece into your own, then the piece becomes a lot more difficult, right? So Honshirabe now becomes a shihan piece in that sort of sense. So Komuso Nagashi is no different. Surely there are technical aspects of it that can be very difficult or a little bit more challenging, but you can make it as hard as it needs to be made, right? Which is actually Komuso Nagashi is kind of an interesting piece. I don't know if it has it does have another name to it, by the way. The other name to it is called Sugagaki. And there is a version of it by Watazumi online if you look up Sugagaki, and good luck following along in the score. It's almost like completely different than what he's doing, but that's the piece Komuso Nagashi. So thank you for that question. It's a good question, and Sugagaki is an interesting piece. I only have I've only done one video of it performing it. Okay, Svenja asks, any tips on how to get the tsumeri stronger and low enough to add the airy sounds without losing it? Yes, I have a couple tips for that. I would say the first thing would be to not push the flute into the face. I think that is might be almost like a default set. So when people go in to play that tsumeri, they push the flute into the face, and that lowers the volume level. You do get like a kind of a nice warm underpinning to the sound, but you lose tone quality. So try not to push the flute into the face. And already there, I have a lot more tone, or timbre quality that's going to send the note farther. But in general, if your hole size is if you just have a standard hole size flute, or if even a little bit smaller, the tsus are not going to get that big. If you buy a flute that's like from like John Neptune, and you have like a much bigger holes, you're gonna have a lot better chance of having your tsum areas be a lot bigger. But then here's the thing though, is that you lose out on what's so special about the shakuhachi. So the thing that's so special is that you have this light and dark aspect of the instrument, right? You have the kari position and the meri position. The kari should be bright, dominant, strong, and will be yang, right? In the meri position, you have dark, subdued, and soft, and then you have the yin, right? The balance between the two. So the tsum meri really shouldn't be that loud in general. But I understand, like, if it's just like almost unaudible, right? You're like, I think that's your. I would understand, like, okay, yeah, I need a little bit more sound than that, and I think that the solution for that would be to not push the flute into the face. Also, keeping the flute up more, right? So, like that. That's my answer for that. Okay, we can talk about the opening of Sokan really quickly too. So if you want a little bit more sound with the air in it, so air, or that sort of the startings of Mudaiki or Sorane. You can get some more sound in there from the air. Instead of right, so I think it's the keeping the jowls, keeping this part, the lower part of the cheeks, keeping here really loose when you're adding that air in. Because if this tightens up, I think that's might be an issue where you're going to start losing the sound. And then Sokan doesn't have as much of that airy goodness that we want in the opening of that piece. Christian, the shadowy nature of meri notes is why I love them, especially on big flutes. Yes. I think it's one of the reasons why I like Shingetsu so much on my 3.0, which is hanging out right there, that lower one, because it has that warm depth, and especially when you get a good roll daimeri on a big 3.0. Oh, it just shakes the inner being. I love it, really love it, and I just think it's a great exercise, even just playing those bigger flutes to improve your short flute playing. When I first got that 3.0 out, I could barely hold the thing, right? It's like, didn't know what to do with it. And so that's why I challenged myself to make that CD. So the first CD, Tairyu Honkyoku 1, is all on the 3.0. So for those who haven't listened to that yet, please go look it up. Tairyu Honkyoku 1, Tairyu Honkyoku Honkyoku number 1, and also number 2 is out. I have tracks on the 1.6, the 1.8, the 2.0, and the 3.0 on that CD. Tairyu Honkyoku number 3 is in progress or process. I suppose it should be progress because I'm still practicing some of the pieces on it. One of my challenges for that is that I'm going to do the original Shinkoku, not the Jin Nyodo version. The Jin Nyodo version of Shinkoku is actually a mix between Koku and Shinkoku. I want to do Shinkoku, the actual version of it, and I'd like to do it on my 3.0. So I'm feverishly learning that and putting it on underneath the fingers. And then, let's see, I had my list somewhere of all the pieces I was going to do for that CD. Ukigumo is on that CD too. So I am planning on doing Ukigumo, the full version of it. as well as San An, and so on and so forth. San An and San Ya, the three valleys, and then Safe Birth, San An. So a lot of really long and difficult pieces on this third CD. And my hope is to continue it in the same way that we were doing it on the first and second CD, which is everything's done in one take, right? We last CD I sat on that blue mat back there without all my backpack wasn't there, and the table wasn't here either. But we did everything. I sat there for 2 hours. We played a track, and then it said, okay, how'd that go? Sound good? All right, great. Next track. And we did the next track, and so on and so forth, and just one after the other, and so on. No, we didn't do. We had to redo two of the pieces because it was going through the computer mics instead of the microphones that were set up, and so that was sad. So it actually ended up taking a little bit longer, but the whole plan for this is to do it as if it were a live concert. Just play through, not stop and do cuts and edits and things like that. I want just straight through natural playing. All right, so I don't know why my description here says that there's getting ready for the holiday season and all that kind of stuff. Maybe that's a... Oh yeah, I don't know why all that stuff is here, so we got to get rid of that. There we go. There we go. All fixed. So like Chiku, I need to pull this chat up a little bit bigger. 1 second. Okay. Like Chikuza Kodama's album, nothing smaller than a 3.35. Yeah. Yeah. Could be longer. Could be longer. Sometimes too, like, it's the like with some of these like super long flutes too, if you widen the bore out a lot, it lowers the pitch quite a lot. So you could have a 3.0 that's sounding like a D flat or a C instead of an F because of how wide bore the flute is. Vincent, thank you for being a member. Really appreciate it. The row I can produce on my 1.8U is about 280 rather than 293. Is that normal? Are you talking about, like, are you giving me a hertz measurement? So it's like A440. And so, well, I don't even know what 280 is. Figure that out. I don't even know if this has the hertz on it. So that one's actually a little bit sharp. But I also have it on, it's also in tuning on G. So, yeah, it doesn't give me the number for what that is. What's the hertz tuning for D4? D4. Okay, so all right, so I just wanted to make sure with that. All right, so so basically you're saying you are flat, right? And that's totally normal. Okay, so there it is. That's D4. Right. Okay, here's the thing with tuning, and I don't want to get super long into it, but I'll probably get really long into it anyways. What's way more important is the resonance of your instrument than it is to be perfectly in tune. So, for example, these rows I've been playing are all about 10 cents sharp. And that's just the way it's going to be because of the weather, right? When it's humid and hot, your pitch is going to be higher. When it's cold and dry, your pitch is going to be way lower. So, first things first, if it's cold and dry where you are, it makes even more sense that it's going to be flat. And in this case, you're about 13 cents flat. Now, in my case, I'm almost 10 to 15 cents sharp because of the circumstances of what's around, okay? But like I said, what's more important is the resonance of the flute, right? So if you're getting a really nice sound, which is full and round and, voluptuous, then there's nothing to complain about there. However, if you're playing like this, like you have that roll, and that's like, I think that's like within 10 cents, right, of being sharp of that. It's pretty much perfect. But then on the next note I play, and I'm like 30 cents flat. Yeah, no, that's not good. You don't want to be like a quarter tone off on those notes. So that one should also be which should be a little bit sharp to match with the roll, right? It's all relative. So all of your notes should be relative towards each other. That's why I prefer that people learn relative pitch rather than perfect pitch. If you learn perfect pitch and you're doing everything as the standard of the piano, well, you're not going to be able to play honkyoku properly, because honkyoku is, in the tuning is basically the Pythagorean tuning. Your U and your tsumeri, your A flat and your E flat are going to be very flat. And those that actually get closer to being a quarter tone flat than the other notes. Ro and re are going to be really solid notes. And then F, E, E flat, those notes are going to be more flexible, we'll say. So there's the thing with that. So yes, it's normal, and I wouldn't worry about it too much as long as you're in tune with yourself throughout the the other notes. Now, let's say if you're going to play with piano, though. Now we've got a problem, because piano is going to be fixed, right? Koto players, if you say like, look, I'm playing sharp, tune everything sharp, no problem, easy. I'm playing flat, tune everything flat, no problem, easy. Even harpists, right? People playing this harp, they can tune it. String players, they can play on the flatter side as well, no problem. But when you do something with the piano, then you're going to have to, make some compromises on that. But even so, if you're 5 cents off, most people aren't even going to recognize it. Even if you're like 10 cents off, most people aren't even going to recognize it, right? Might be a little bit sharp to the ear to some people, but I wouldn't lose sleep over it. All right. Okay, so we have the another update for the giveaway. So we are giving away this Pro 2.1 Shakuhachi by Icho. The way to win is to join the membership. Right there, hit that join button, and if you hit that join button, 4 levels will go up. The Shoden trial, which has I think 20 videos. You have the Shoden lessons, which have a little bit over 50 episodes. You have the Chuden series, which is over 100, and then the Okuden, which is I think at this point over 200 videos on that one too. So great value for lessons. If you do the first level, you get 1 ticket for the raffle to win this flute. If you do the second level, you get 2 tickets to win the raffle for this flute. And then if you do the third level, you don't get 3, you get 5 tickets for this to win this flute. And then if you do the last level, you get 10 tickets to win this flute. And we will do the giveaway on the last Monday of July, which I think is July 29th, Japan Standard Time. And I think it will either be like this time, like 6 a.m., or it will be at 11, which would be then 5 hours later than this. But that is what's going on with the giveaway. So if you're interested in that, definitely sign up for the channel, and so on and so forth. So I hope that today's little session was helpful for shakuhachi stuff. I hope that you had some of your questions answered. If any other shakuhachi questions pop up in the next minute or so, I'll answer those. But yes, cinnamon is great for sinuses. Yes, it is, and I could use some cinnamon. I probably got corona again, but like 2 weeks ago, the whole household got sick, and so I'm still a little bit stuffed up from that. But it actually seems that now what's actually left over is just sinuses. So what else really works good for sinuses if you want to clear everything up is wasabi. Wasabi or horseradish. Just take a little bit of that and, well, eat a little bit of that raw and you will clean up everything. Everything will clear up very easily. So, wasabi, a little bit of octopus, good to go. Raw octopus. All right, so I think with that being said and done, I'm going to head out. So I will see you guys next time whenever we do a live stream. Won't be for a while. Like I said, I'll be off in America next week, and so most likely no videos will be made at that time. There's just going to be, I already have pre-made videos, so there will be stuff being uploaded on Fridays as well. So next week, Thursday, we have the modes from the Shakuhachi, and then Friday we have another Taidu tips, and that's actually going to go on throughout July. So looking forward to the giveaway. Sign up for the membership. I'll see you guys next time.